Well, when it comes to the subject matter of racism, how I see it is I personally see the different racial groups, but one race of human beings. And knowing what I know about the AA through AE, and H call them white, J call them gold, L call them brown. And, where they put AD second for one and divided with India and Southeast Asia, and AE across East, right, Pacific. And then AA is, of course, Australia, Africa. And then, of course, they put AD. We already went over that. But a lot of it is for the different borders. And then also including the ABs, the Arabs, which is red-orange in the back attack theory on that, and Oriental Asians. Then, of course, that leaves the ACs at the top, who have Russia, Europe, and Canada. Okay, then of course from there, then H white high, J column gold middle, like the Middle Easterns, because of the 5 neutral H to L, and then L brown low. Okay, and the different racial groups, but one race of humans. All right. Now, saying that, I know the curse fates as well, where AA is murder, AB and red-orange are terrorism and Arabs and torture Asian. Then AC, the Caucasians, and cannibalism. AD, degradation in India and Southeast Asia. And AE, the Native Americans across East. And rape, curse fates. The 5 characters, but 6 curse fates of human beings. And that's what I look at with the different racial groups and the curse fates. Okay, of course, then there is the history, and from that, and with the history and the curse fates, then I have a better view on the people, knowing both. And then to see if those curse fates are relevant in the history of the people. Okay, now that is my view on the different racial groups, one race of humans, and where the confliction of separation beside the border notions, the differences. Okay, but when it comes to the USA, there is a history of allowed freedom and human independence, of course, mostly noted from Europe. Human independence, and Africa allowed freedom. And then the Indian notion of the AD put second is ignorant independence. And over here we are just asked to obey the law and be within the modern laws and not to reflect on the past and try to bring up those past laws. To simply obey the law. Okay. And knowing all of that and knowing what I know, there is stereotypes. There is warnings about each other. And a lot of those are true. Okay? And it's been proven time after time with those stereotype warnings and those different fates, what you need to watch out for with different racial groups. Okay. Now that's a whole lot different than dumbass people who are just like, either I don't like you over your brown, or I don't like you because you're white. And then versus people going, oh, it doesn't matter what color you are. Okay, those are just ignorant fucking people on either end of that. And to me, those are racist. Even though commonly known, the people who are saying, I don't like your skin color, and I don't like your skin color, those are racist. The people who are just like, it doesn't matter what skin color, those people are more just like ignorant of the history of human beings. And they better watch out. Because when you come full circle and you make about that second loop is when you notice, oh, everybody is real fucking mean in their own damn way. Of course, beyond those two notions, but still within both of them, comes the notion of victimization versus, but with experiences. And those victimizations and or experiences might go beyond knowing the fact, knowing the history, and then beyond the fact of skin color dispute. So if someone had good experiences, then they like those people. And if they had bad experiences, they don't like those people. That is on almost a third kind of notion. And of course, you shouldn't victimize people for being racist if they've had those bad experiences. You know, we'll put it this way. In the USA, we have the notion of mens rea. You're allowed to have guilty mind, including being racist. But actus reus, which does also double and includes mens reus, actus reus is the physical action of which can constitute of guilt. The physical action of guilt and the mental thought of guilt combined is a crime. Of course, in the USA, it's either law or not. You can do that or you can't. Okay? But remember, people can always have guilty mind. So if, they are racist, just leave them alone. Don't persecute people for being racist. Because you don't know what has happened to that person and what experiences they've had. But hey, If you've had great experiences with different racial group people, good for you. Go live your life that way. But again, don't victimize racists for having bad experiences. Also in the USA, besides all that, there's the notion of heading in the right direction of fairness and equality, where the three classes, high class, middle class, low class, are not in white high, gold middle, brown low. We have equal opportunity, equal rights, and an equal opportunity to live in any of those racial, or not racial, in those different U.S. classes. So, which is different than H white high, J gold middle, L brown low.